Vivek, what happened with DOGE?
Yeah,
Like,
so
congratulations on the job.
thank you, man.
Well,
I
you don't have
appreciate
it anymore.
Yeah, it's not my job right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm running
sorry.
for.
I take that back then.
I'm
So
moving
what
on to my
happened?
next.
Did you get pushed
next
out?
frontier?
Did you get fired? Like, what?
No,
did you leave?
it was a slightly different vision.
I hear you, Vivek.
Yeah,
I don't believe you.
Oh, that's fair
But I
enough.
think
Yeah.
you either got pushed out or you know that it's going to implode. I think that you know Elon is going to crash and burn it, and you're a smart guy, and you said, you know what?
I think that he was just pushed out, and that's why he's no longer part of DOGE. I don't think that Elon is necessarily going to crash and burn. There's nothing for him to crash and burn about because he's enjoying what he's doing at DOGE. And again, on his channel, we talk about the inconvenient truth. I'm not here to just say whatever MAGA does is good. I'm not here to do that. And I do have my concerns. I do. But let's just go ahead and get into it. This is Anna reporting on Vivek doing his tours and stopped off at the Breakfast Club to talk about his, his political ambitions, his future goals, and what's going on with this whole DOGE stuff.
Let me get out of Dodge and go do my Governor Ohio thing.
On a recent installment of The Breakfast Club, Charlamagne told Vivek Ramaswamy straight to his face that he does not believe for a second that Ramaswamy wasn't pushed out of DOGE. And I gotta say, I agree with him on that. Now, we'll get to the reporting on Ramaswamy's exit in just a moment. But first, let's hear Ramaswamy explain in his own words why he left DOGE.
It was a slightly different vision from where we started to where we landed. And it's not that it's, one's right or wrong, but if you take a look at where we began, right, DOGE is going to be an outside body to the government. One of my core areas of focus throughout has been the constitutional and legal basis for shutting down the bureaucracy and the federal government and downsizing it. That's what I focused, written my books on, et cetera. It evolved in more of a direction of a technology project, using a technology-first approach. And so Elon and I were on good terms. We have good personal relationship, slightly different approaches to the project. And what he and I both concluded, and I think this is right, is given my focus on law, on legislation, the right way to realize my vision is through elected office. And so that's what I'm going to be pursuing. We have an announcement probably coming up in the next month, but that's my next path.
The Governor of Ohio, we heard about that.
That's coming up soon. But that was where we all landed.
I really do think that he got pushed out. Like, I really do.
Actually, listening to his explanation there, I don't think that is necessary. I think he got pushed out, but I don't think it was just a simple like, oh, we're gonna laugh at Vivek got pushed out. I think that listening to what he said with the technology part, it's like, why is that such a big deal, right? And some of you probably think that me bringing up the technology part, I know I've been sounding like a leftist for so long lately, but it's not about labels of leftist and rightist or whatever you want to call it. I'm a Christian who falls with the truth, who lands where the truth lands, okay? And that's just a fact. And that's just what I've been doing all my life in the name of God, thank you, Jesus, right? But the technology part and knowing who Elon works with, the PayPal mafia, the Peter Thiel's, the CIA fronts, and all of this is what I have a problem with. And Elon is not he's not an American-born citizen, and that means something to me. Okay, and I'll get to why later, but we'll continue to see what Anna has to say about it. I have so much to say about it. I'm trying to find ways to talk about this topic without coming across like I'm either doom and gloom or absolutely insane. But it's not about where the ball is, it's about where it's going. And that's what I look at. That's how I've always been.
A few different reasons. I think that Ramaswamy's personality and Elon Musk's personality, there's going to be tension. Okay, we're talking about two very opinionated, very vocal, A-type individuals. There was already some reporting indicating that Elon Musk was getting annoyed with Ramaswamy and wanted to kind of like push him out. But look, Ramaswamy could also be telling the truth. So we'll note that reporting from both Politico and the New York Times indicates that Ramaswamy wore out his welcome with MAGA. and with Team Trump. And we'll start with the Politico report, which reads in part, Musk made it known that he wanted Ramaswamy out of DOGE in recent days, according to 3 people familiar with Musk's preferences who were granted anonymity to discuss them. An ill-received holiday rant on X by Ramaswamy about H-1B visas apparently hastened his demise. And for those who missed that story, the H-1B visa debate had to do with essentially raising the cap or the number of, skilled visa or skilled workers visas that would be allowed. So Silicon Valley wants to increase the number of foreign workers who are high skilled because Silicon Valley wants to save on labor. Let's keep it real. And so bringing in foreign workers would help them do that. Vivek Ramaswamy is in favor of increasing the cap for H-1B visas. But MAGA, meaning the voters, are not in favor of that overwhelmingly. And so there was this big, all-out fight on X as a result of the differing opinions on that. And according to the Politico report, though, Ramaswamy was on thin ice even before that rant. A source familiar with Ramaswamy's exit told Politico they wanted him out before the tweet, but kicked him to the curb when that came out. And a Republican strategist close to Trump advisors said Ramaswamy just burned through the bridges and he finally burned Elon. Everyone wants him out of Mar-a-Lago, out of DC. A report by the New York Times reads, Ramaswamy's role in the incoming administration had appeared tenuous to some in Trump's circle. There have been repeated complaints about Ramaswamy from people close to Trump and at times from Trump himself. And specifically, sources close to Trump stated that the president was upset with Ramaswamy's comments in the middle of that H-1B visa debate. So Trump was not happy to be dragged into a high-profile fight, and people close to him were unhappy having to expend capital with allies on the issue. But unlike Musk, who has supported Trump to the tune of several $100 million in donations, Ramaswamy is seen as a less essential presence in Trump's new orbit. Oof. Cold-blooded, but money talks.
Well, I tried not to get her when she was closing her eyes.
Or as Papa Kasparian says.
There we go. So, and we'll get to what her Papa Kasparian says, but I took some notes as I'm listening, right? And so the thing is with me, like I said, where's the ball going? And when I listen to the stuff that Anna's putting out, these statements and everything, and I know about creating content, clickbait, I know about framing and things like that. I know about also giving surface level information, because we're never told what's really going on behind the scenes. We just never are. We pay for a lot of this stuff, but we're not told what's going on. So it's not right. Now we could say all of this about Ramaswamy's personality and everything. And yeah, there could be an argument made there. I didn't particularly like the tweet that he put out that Americans are basically lazy and worried about prom, and that's why they're not getting ahead. I enjoyed my high school years, and I still think that I'm doing pretty good. I mean, not the whole high school, but you know what I mean? Like, I like prom, By the way, guys, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and notification bell and things to every eye that lands on this video. But when you look at it, it's like, that's still not enough. Okay, he said something during the H-1B1 visas, but he was totally down for H-1B1 visas. You have sources that are leaking stories. Sources who leak stories a lot of times are paid to leak those stories by the people who don't want the real story to come out. These rumors now, all of that, this is how it's done. So you'll think like, oh yeah, they got rid of Ramaswamy because, they got rid of Ramaswamy because they want, to answer to the base. The base was mad at Vivek, so they just got rid of him, and they did that for MAGA. No, don't fall for that. I hope you're not falling for that. That's not what that is. I'm still going back to Vivek's words. It's more of a technology base, and it wasn't the vision he had. What that sounds like to me is, I didn't sign up for this. This feels weird. Then it probably turned into, oh, you have a problem with what I'm doing? Then you don't need to be here. You gotta go. That's what I think happened. Nobody's really fully buying any of these stories, I would think. People want to make it like more of a salacious thing. Again, I think it's more of a technical thing. where's the ball going? I think that there's a lot of things being done behind the scenes that look like they are for our benefit, but I don't trust government no matter who's on top of it.
As the cash is talking. So what do you think, Waz? I mean, I'm starting to get less interested in this, I think, ouster, but I still think it's an ouster. I think he was ousted from the Trump circle, but what do you think?
There's no doubt that he was ousted. First of all, this guy was a tweeting maniac up until and through his Zach Morris rant. And then, that happens and he goes basically radio silent.
So, and I'll stop right there. You guys deserve better. And even from myself. Over the weekend, my plan is to do some real hard digging on what's really going on with DOGE and, all of the slashing and all of the technical stuff. Because, we can't do it where it's whatever's said. Oh, he tweeted a lot. So what? You have somebody who tweeted in DOGE, they don't like all Indians, and they tweeted some crazy stuff, and they got to keep their job, which is fine with me, perfectly fine with me. But I mean, what he said wasn't anything that he wouldn't say. So I don't understand. That's just not good enough for me, and it shouldn't be good enough for you. So that we're gonna really be doing more digging on this channel, because what I'm noticing is, too, you got to remember TYT is funded by, I think one of Peter Thiel's networks, so they can't go too far. So they'll give you the surface level information, and you deserve more than that. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.